Hi everyone, happy National Scrapbooking Day. I'm going to do this little talking bit here real quick to kind of show you what this video is going to be about. This is actually part of a YouTube hop that I am participating in that was started on the Nicole Jones 911 Facebook group. So what we're doing is we are going to be recording some of our favorite things. So I'm going to do a layout about a couple of my favorite things, and then we actually took the song from Sound of Music, a few of my favorite things, and we're kind of taking the lyrics there and kind of interpreting them into scrapbooking supplies. So I'll show you what I have decided to do. So I have this picture. These are two of my favorite things, which is coffee and my Kindle. So I'm going to be documenting about that. And as far as my favorite things that I'm going to be using and interpreting, I took the lyrics from the song and kind of listened to them and then kind of thought about what I could use. So for example, Raindrops on Roses, I'm going to be using some Heidi Swapp Color Shine Mist, and I'm going to be doing some drops on my page. So that's going to be Raindrops on Roses. Warm woolen mittens, I'm going to be using some fabric for layering. This is, just like regular quilting fabric or, just fabric you can get at the store. So that's going to be kind of like my texture for warm woolen mittens. For brown paper packages tied up with strings, I have this little craft envelope, and I also have some twine. And I did pull a couple of tags here also, just in case I wanted to do a tag instead of this. We'll see which one I end up going with, but one of these will be happening. And then I also did silver white winters that melt into springs, and I took the melt part and I'm going to actually do some heat embossing. So I'm going to be melting the heat embossing powder onto these wood veneer feathers. So that is how I'm going to be interpreting my supplies for this fun little hop that we're doing. So go ahead and watch my process, and then in the description of the video, go ahead and check out the other ladies who are participating. There's a whole bunch of really good ones. And have a great National Scrapbooking Day. I hope you get a lot of scrapping done, and let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and get my wood veneer feathers embossed. And let me tell you guys, you've heard me talk about how I'm a terrible mister. I'm also a terrible embosser. I don't know what it is. I don't think I have very good embossing pads. They're kind of old. So I'm doing like a double thing on these embossing ink pads. And then one of them, that first one, the blue rubbed off on it. I don't know. I just don't think I have the great embossing ink. So if you guys have any suggestions for really good embossing ink, I might need to just get some more. But yeah, don't laugh at me, guys. Like seriously, I'm trying to pick these up with my tweezers so that I don't get embossing powder everywhere. And it's really, like, I'm not good at tweezers either. I don't know why I'm trying to do this kind of stuff. I mean, I guess, practice, you have to get better with practice or whatever. But I'm using this little close to my heart tray. And this is something that you can use for embossing powder and glitter and stuff like that. You kind of do it inside the tray, and then you can pour the powder right back into the container. So I use that. I don't know what brand. Oh, there's my Layla. You can see her little arms right there. I don't know what brand of embossing powder that is. I think I got it for super cheap at Michael's like a really long time ago. So I probably need better embossing powder too, to be honest with you. But whatever. It works. I do end up getting it melted. It's not completely covered, mainly because of the ink, but it's okay. I'm happy with the way it ended up turning out. Sorry, Layla's hitting my camera. I didn't even realize she was doing that. Sorry about that, guys. So I'm getting the powder melted onto the wood veneer here. Yeah, and that one still has a little bit of blue showing through, but I'm kind of just not stressing out about it, so it's fine. I'm going to get my desk cleaned up here a little bit because I have embossing powder all over it. So you see me wipe it off here soon. I'm like, oh, there's like little specks of powder everywhere. Awesome. Okay, so I have my picture there, and that is a picture of my lap. I am holding my Kindle in my lap, and I'm drinking some Starbucks coffee. Oh my gosh, she is really hitting, like it's vibrating. She leaves here in a few seconds, so sorry about that, guys. I didn't realize she was hitting it that much. So I took that picture when I was sitting in the clinic because I had an appointment and I was sitting around waiting for a while. So I had snapped that, and so when this hop came up and they started talking about a couple of their favorite things, I was like, oh, I have this great picture of me holding coffee in my Kindle, and those are two of my favorite things in the entire world. So I decided to go ahead and print it out, and that picture is a 5x5. And I printed it at home on my printer. And I just did it in iPhoto. You can custom size your photos, so I just put it to 5 by 5 and it turned out great. And I left a little bit of a white border around it as well when I trimmed it down. Sorry guys, that's my phone. I don't even know who that is, so I'm not going to answer it. Okay, so now I am trimming down my fabric that I'm going to be using as my layering piece. And I also trimmed down that piece of vellum that has the gold foil lettering on it. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. The lettering is kind of, I think if you read it, it's more like dictionary definitions and stuff, but I cover up so much of it that it just looks like it's maybe words from a book. So that's why I decided to use it. My background paper there is from the Crate Paper Notes and Things collection. It's the cork. And I really like it because it's like an ombre cork. Like that is really, really stinking cool. And I had not used it yet. I bought it a while ago, and so I finally used it. I actually really like the back of it too. I kind of wish I had a second sheet of it, but. And I also have that strip there, which is from the Notes and Things collection as well, and it has like little file folders on it, and I really liked that as well. One of the labels says favorites, and then the other one says memories, I think, or remember maybe, but it also has like book text on it, so I thought that was pretty appropriate. And then I just have a little brown and white striped piece of scrap paper that I had sitting on my desk, so I just stuck that on there as well. So that's kind of how I'm going to do my layering there, and I think that that looks really nice. So I took the envelope, instead of using it as like a full envelope, I just put the flap over, so it almost looks like just a circular element instead of like an envelope. So I really like the way that that turned out. So I'm kind of putting stuff around to see where I would like to put it. I am going to pull out this tag, and that's where I'm going to do my journaling. And I have that little Today die cut, which is a watercolor die cut from Dear Lizzie. And I'm going to use that as kind of a subtitle, and then I'll do my large title along the bottom of the layout. So since I like how it's going, I'm going to go ahead and get my big element stuck down. Since I'm using fabric, I need some strong adhesive. So I put my quick dry adhesive along the back, and I kind of smushed it around, and see how it's coming right through the fabric. So I'm just kind of smearing it around so it's going to stick. I go over it a couple times with my finger just to make sure that it is adhering all the way through to the paper, and it does. So I'm going to let that dry a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and get a couple of my little other layers here put down, starting with this one here. And what else am I going to do? Oh, I pull out a doily, but I end up not, it covers up too much, and then it's like not big enough. I'm like, no. So I scrap that idea. My picture is too big to be bothering with a doily, so. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get my picture stuck down to my vellum here. And that vellum is from the Crate Paper Open Book line. And I really, really like it a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and get that stuck down, and I'm putting something a little bit heavy on top of it so it just kind of adheres together while I work on a couple other little pieces here. And I am going to put a little piece of yellow and white twine through the tag, and this is where I'm going to do my journaling. And my journaling actually is going to talk about how lucky we are that we have convenient things like to-go coffees, where you can even just drive up and get a coffee. You don't even have to go inside. Where, you know, back in the day, if you want a coffee, you either had to make it at home or you had to go to a restaurant. So there's that. And then, you know, the whole ebook thing is just super convenient. You can get a book, you know, think about a book that you want, and you can have it downloaded within seconds. So I really just talked about, you know, conveniences of things that we love and how easy they are to get nowadays, and how lucky we are that we have, you know, kind of technology like that and convenient things like that. So, yeah, that's my journaling. And I'm going to use these tiny gold alphabet stickers. These are from Teresa Collins, and see how that one there on the bottom is cut into? Yeah, thanks, Layla. I left those on my desk to do a layout, and I went to go check on something, and I walked by my room, and she was in there by herself, and she had taken that and she had cut off, literally she took my scissors and cut off part of it and was like sticking letter stickers everywhere. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love you so much. Like, because I got those as a gift in a pocket letter that I received from someone, because I do not have a Joann near me, and I cannot find those letter stickers anywhere at all. Like, I can't find them online. I don't have a Joann. The closest Joann's that we do have does not carry them. They hardly carry anything, actually. So I ended up getting them as a gift, and I was so thankful, because I wanted the gold ones and I want the teal ones as well, but I cannot find either one of those anywhere at all. So I was so happy to have them. And then Layla, so needless to say, they're up high now. They are up high where she cannot reach those things. So yeah, that's my Teresa Collins drama. Anyway, okay, I got my little today stuck down, and then in the gold letters I wrote conveniences of. So I'm going to layer that with that today die cut. So my subtitle is going to be conveniences of today, and that's going to tie in with my journaling. And I'm going to use my favorite stamp, and this is a coffee cup stamp from Stampin' Up. And hey, guess what? I'm layering it, because that's the only way I've used it so far. I saw Sandra, who is Oh Snap Gonzo here on YouTube, do this technique with that stamp, and that's the only way I have done it so far. I have not used it completely as just one stamp. I have to stamp it 3 times, and I have to layer them. But I love it, and I really love the way it turns out. I think it turns out really uniquely. So I'm happy doing it. So I stamped the full image on this pink polka dot scrap piece of paper, and then I did on this hot pink feather paper, I cut it out. I stamped it so that I can just cut out the middle sleeve there, and then I cut the top on this smaller piece of dark pink polka dot. So I'm going to layer it up. So it's going to be 3 tones of pink here, and I think that just gives it like a really unique look. I really like that a lot. So I'm just piecing them together here. And I'm going to put that on top of my little circular envelope along with that feather. Let me get that down. I really like those feathers. I love feathers. I don't use them very often. I don't know why. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get my Teresa Collins stickers down here, and I'm really just layering them over this die cut, which is interesting because they don't lay flat. Not all of them lay flat. So, but I think it looks fine. It might drive some people crazy, but I don't know. For me, I'm fine with it. It looks better in person than it does with my light glaring off the gold foil there, so sorry about that. Okay, so now I'm using these thickers. These are called Lullaby, and they're glitter thickers, and this is one of my favorite fonts. I love this font so much, and I'm really happy I have 2 packages of it. These are chipboard, and I also have a package of the same font in the same glitter, but they're foam, so that's kind of interesting. But my title is going to be Coffee and Kindle, so I'm using those glitter thickers, and then for the ampersand, I have a round ampersand flare badge, which I got from a friend of mine, Felicia. She sent me she was very kind and sent me a whole bunch of flare that she didn't plan on using, so that was in there. I am going to go back and reinforce. I'm going to use my quick dry adhesive to put down my thickers. I don't do that on camera. They don't really move around while I'm working on the layout, while I'm finishing it up, but after I turn off the camera, I will go back and put some quick dry adhesive along the back of them just to make sure they stay for the long run. And the flare badge as well. I think the flare badge is not stuck down right now, but I do that off camera as well. So, sorry, my phone is blowing up. Why is it? I don't understand why it's blowing up right now. Okay, so I have these flowers. These are from Prima, and I used up those 2 dark blue ones that have yellow font on them. That's like a script. You can't even really see what it says, but it's just kind of pretty. So I used those 2 on the bottom, and then I layered a blue and a yellow up on top. And I'm going to use these My Mind's Eye enamel dots for the centers of them. I'm also going to put the extra 2 yellow dots that I had there on the tag. And I'm going to use some of my Heidi Swap Gold Lame Mist And I think I did pretty good. This is the best mist I've found so far for doing splatters that I have experienced so far. It splatters really nicely. And it dries so beautifully. Oh, it's stunning the way that it dries. And that's going to complete my layout. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please make sure you go stop by all of the other ladies who are doing videos today as well. And hope you enjoy this too. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you soon. Happy scrapping. Bye.